All right, everybody, welcome back to Tony Talk Part 2. We are back, so it's been a little
Hi.
while. But we have a lot to cover, including Lempicka announced closing dates.
Oh my God, I got tickets for Sunday. I'm so excited. I'm hoping Eden Espinosa is gonna be there because that would be very sad if she wasn't.
Yeah, but when that came out, I was like, this is big news. We have to talk about it on Tony Talk. Um, because that was crazy that they're closing because I thought it was doing really well, but apparently they're not getting enough money to pay back the theater.
They were
I know
they were
they're
getting
struggling a little bit.
yeah, their reviews were never great. They got mixed to they got like mixed to negative reviews, which is honestly very unfortunate. But it also had to, they weren't given a proper chance to run. They opened after The Outsiders and after Notebook,
Which like you
and
can't compare those at all.
but like I'm not I'm not like comparing them to Little Teacher, but they are all new shows. So it's
Yeah.
like and also Limpika is a queer story, and a lot of people in the industry, um, it's unfortunate, but a lot of critics don't like to see that, and
And I
then they
think
slam it, and then that's how it gets shut down.
and I think an example of the queer shows not being liked is the show My Son's a Queer, but What Can You Do About It or something like that. That got canceled, I think. Canceled and postponed. One of those two.
Yeah, it got postponed, but I think it's like it originally got postponed until next year, like this time next year. But I think that guy is doing like a performance, like a 2 night performance only thing in August. I don't know. I have to, well, I saw something about that, but I think he's doing some sort of performance of the show before they try again with the Broadway run.
Okay. All right, so let's start off where we left off last time. We're gonna skip costume design of a play, but we're gonna go straight into best costume design of a musical, which is for Hell's Kitchen, Good Gatsby, Water for Elephants, Kit Kat, Cabaret, and Stuffs.
I mean, the costumes in Cabaret are all like very
Glamorous.
specific, yeah, specific, bohemian, the classic, um,
And I feel like the
the class.
costumes. Sorry, go ahead.
The classic, 19 the or the 50s look where whenever that show took place.
Yeah, and I feel like the costumes for Water for Elephants go very well with the show as well. Like it's amazing, but like honestly. There are some shows that I would rather have win costume. I don't know. I'm trying to think,
Yeah,
but
I
like,
mean, I don't know. They're all new, they're all original, and it's like, I mean, I haven't seen that much of like Stuff's costume design, but
yeah. But then
it
again,
looks like,
Stuffs hasn't really posted a lot about the show lately.
yeah, Stuff's is like very patriotic, and it's like set in a specific time period, and I think they embodied that really well, but that's really all they got going for them. And Hell's Kitchen, I mean, I might have to look back, but like they just look like street clothes.
Yeah, like I'm not fully into them. But okay, here's the next category. This one made me a little mad. Best lighting design of a musical. Illinois,
Hmm.
Cabaret, Hell's Kitchen, Water for Elephants, and The Outsiders. Where's Back to the Future? Where's Back to the Future?
Back
They
to the
have the
Future
full-on
should be on there.
DeLorean, driving to the clock tower at that, like the in the final few scenes. Where's that? Like, come
I
on.
I know Back to the Future should have been on there. Also, the Notebook should have been on there
Yes.
because they're I even though I haven't seen it yet, they're like the way they showcase it, the lighting is just absolutely stunning. So the fact that they didn't get nominated is beyond me. Um, Illinois, I mean, again, I haven't seen the show, but from the trailers, I haven't like seen anything like very like,
And
Tony Award worthy special about
And
it.
as we said
Like,
before, I wouldn't count Illinois as a musical. It's people dancing to music.
yeah, Illinois isn't a musical, and the fact that it got nominated for Best Musical over The Notebook, over Limpika, over
We'll
How to
we'll,
Dance in
we'll talk about that
Ohio.
once you get to musical, but we're saving that for later because
Yeah,
it's gonna be the longest segment we're gonna be talking about.
yeah. Anyway, I digress.
So that's basically all I have to say about best lighting design of a musical. Best sound design of a musical. Here Lies Love, Merrily We Roll Along, Cabaret, Hell's Kitchen, and The Outsiders.
Sound design is tricky because if you get like, because like, I think what they're, I mean, I'm not a sound designer, but what they're mainly looking for is effects, like just like how in like Shrek there's like a roar that's obviously not Brian Darcy James making that sound. It's a combination of him and the sound design people. Um, so I don't know what these shows have like effects wise because I haven't seen any of them.
And I love The Outsiders. I love Merrily We Roll Along, but there's not like from what I've seen, there's not something that stands out.
Yeah, I mean, I I was making a joke about this earlier. It's like just like the shows that had the least amount of problems with the band overpowering the vocals.
Yeah,
Um,
and I feel like
that's how they nominate that category.
yeah, and I feel like for The Outsiders, the biggest thing that would stand out for sound is during the Rumble. If you've seen The Outsiders, you know what I'm talking about. But like during the Rumble, when
Yeah,
everyone's fighting, I feel like that's gonna be the reason if they win. That's the reason probably they win.
yeah. Well, we'll see.
And so this one. Uh, I'm also skipping over some plays because, as we said before, we don't watch many plays. Uh,
Yeah, and I don't have like opinions on them.
yeah, and I don't want to say a wrong opinion for something I haven't seen. But this one is best direction of a musical. Merrily We Roll Along, Hell's Kitchen, Stuffs, Water for Elephants, and The Outsiders.
I think that How to Dance in Ohio should have gotten nominated for Best
One
Direction
thousand
because
percent.
uh Sammy Horrid, I think that's her last name. I'm probably if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But she just embodied How to Dance in Ohio and like made it and like it depends on the music, it depends on the actors how they portray these roles, but they all are autistic, so I they wouldn't do anything that was over the top or offensive because it's their reality as much as the characters that they're playing. And I think that the movement of How to Dance in Ohio and how each character, I mean, each person, playing one of the autistic characters isn't feeling overwhelmed with an obscene amount of stage time.
Yeah,
Because
they all get breaks.
yeah, every actor in that show gets a break, and I think that's very important. For not just How to Dance in Ohio, but for like any show. And
I mean, comparing it to like this show hasn't been about it for a while, but like Next to Normal, Diana barely ever gets a break, and
yeah,
it,
Diana, I don't think leaves the stage once.
at all,
So
no. Well, maybe like once or twice when like the sister and boyfriend are talking, but that's about it. And I feel like no matter what show it is, each actor deserves at least like a 5 minute break to go get water or go just sit down and take a breather.
yeah, especially when you're doing a heavy show like Next to Normal, I definitely think that it's important to take care of yourself and not stand on stage when you're not needed. But yeah, That was very shocking that she didn't get nominated.
And that's about all I have for best direction. Uh, and I think we already went over best. Do we already? Yeah, we already did best soundtrack. But the person who wrote The Notebook came out on Instagram or Twitter, and made a comment about her feelings that she didn't get nominated. Uh,
I know, I saw that, and I think she said it in the most gracious way she could.
she said it very
Without,
professionally.
yeah, exactly, without sounding like, oh, I deserve to be here and like, screw all you guys. But like, no, she was like, I will admit, I'm gonna say the thing that you're not supposed to say, and I apologize for it, but I am very disappointed to see my name not on this list. But she was like, I love my show. It's subjective and it is a beautiful score. So I think that that alone is something something that uh she took with a grain of salt. But I mean, everybody knows that she could have gotten nominated.
And I feel like she was being very professional about it too.
She
Uh,
was.
but the next one is best choreography, and I have some good feelings about this one. So it's Water for Elephants, Illinois, Outsiders, Hell's Kitchen, Here Lies Love. I feel like with
No
Illinois being
surprises there.
I feel like Illinois being a dance show, they're gonna pull that Tony
Hmm.
because the whole show's dancing, and so I feel like that's gonna pull in the win.
Their their best bet at winning like a I don't want to say like a bigger category Tony because all Tonys are valid, obviously.
Yeah,
But like if you're talking bigger valid Tonys, then it should be that should have where they stopped. They should not have done the other one.
yeah. And so this next one is for best orchestration. Orchestrations. Illinois, Stereophonic, if I'm pronouncing that right. Uh, The Outsiders, Hell's Kitchen, and Merrily Roll Along.
I personally love the orchestrations for Merrily We Roll Along
Yeah,
because it's very tricky when you're doing a revival because
because the
you
songs are
don't
already
want
well
to
known.
and you don't want to make a mockery of like what the original source material was. And Merrily We Roll Along does not do that. I don't think they even changed any of the keys. Like,
I don't think so either. And I think
so yeah.
also with the set design, I think we already covered set design, but going back to it, the set design for Merrily Roll Along was the same as the production in 2013, which was amazing because it was like you're seeing the
Yeah.
show again, but just with different actors. And I would love to see it with Dan and Lindsay and all of them, but like with the closing and blah blah, blah, like I'd love a post shot of them though. That'd be amazing.
It would be a great pro shot. And it like and I forgot that Merrily We Roll Along was like a limited run. Like
Yeah,
they
they were supposed to close
they
with Ticket
they
Merch, but then
extended
they
it.
extend it, yeah.
Yeah. They
Which
extended it, but I
if they would extend it 2 weeks late, like 2 weeks more, I would be able to see it. I would be able to see it.
oh man.
And I'm so mad I don't get to. Because for my podcast I got to interview Max who plays Frank Jr. and I would have loved to see him perform.
No way.
Yeah. But
That's awesome, dude.
yeah, so this next one, do we need to do best play, do you think?
No.
No.
I
Okay. So the next category,
wait, was it Patriots? Did Patriots get nominated?
no.
Okay, I don't really have that much of an opinion on plays because I haven't seen them. However, I was a little disappointed about Grey House not getting nominated
Oh,
because
100%.
that looked incredible, and I wish I could have seen it.
And it sounded like an amazing story too. Like it sounded like a great horror story. And I'm not really into horror plays because sometimes like being at a theater when there's a horror play going on, it's some stuff doesn't add up. But I heard great
Yeah,
things about Grey House. Like
sometimes it can feel like forced or fake or cheesy, like Carrie the musical,
what?
but like Carrie the
Oh yeah.
musical. But I from what I've seen of Grey House,
And the
like
set design
um
of Grey House, it was a little creepy
yeah,
with how real the cabin looked. It looked like they just took a cabin and just put it on stage.
yeah,
Uh,
so
And
props to Grey House.
I always love shows that have a staircase for some reason, like a staircase that leads backstage or something.
Yeah,
Like and it goes with the set, like with Grey House, how they had the staircase that made it look like they were going upstairs. They were just going like off stage.
yeah,
I love those sets. Like
another show with an impressive staircase, One Pica. Um,
we we have very strong opinions of the Lampica
yeah,
opinions.
I can't even like, oh my God.
And so
Um,
technically, the next category is best musical, but we're gonna save that for the last coverage because that's gonna take the longest. Um,
yeah,
so best survival of play, I don't think we need to do this. Uh,
I
it's
hope Pirelli Victorious wins
yes,
because
because
Leslie Odom Jr.
but I'm very excited to see the pro shot. It's releasing like in a week or so.
Yeah,
I'm
what
like
is it gonna be
counting.
on?
I think PBS they do this thing called like live plays. Like they film historical plays, and they filmed Pearly Victorious, and I'm really hoping they release it when they say they do, because I'd love to see Leslie. Like it'd be amazing.
Yeah, I agree. That would be fun. Um,
Uh, And so this next one, best survival of a musical, Cabaret, Gutenberg, Mary Along, and Who's Tommy? Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, I'm glad Gutenberg got something because Josh Gad and Andrew Reynolds, I'm sorry, they did not stand a chance in that leading actor category. As
Um,
amazing and wonderful as they are, they closed too early and they did not stand a chance.
but when we were messaging, you were listening to the Gutenberg cast album. If you don't know the story of it, you're like, what is this? Like,
I know. I was
it's
listening to the soundtrack and I was like, what is happening?
like it starts off pretty well. He's like, we're gonna tell a story about Johanna Lee Gutenberg or whatever. You're like, okay, okay, and then you're like, wait, what? What was this gap about? What was?
I know, and like it took me a while to realize that they were playing every single role.
You didn't know that?
I mean, like I knew because they said it in the prologue, but like their voices altered so much and like the way the music lines up, it's like it's crazy.
And I would have loved to seen that show because the way they switch characters is just by putting on different trucker hats.
Oh yeah,
And so they wear
I
one hat for Bud and Doug, and then they switch to Gutenberg, and then they switch to Monk One or whatever. Like just doing that.
yeah,
And we were
it's
talking
that
about not getting a
show.
break, and we were talking about not getting a break on stage earlier. Yeah,
They don't get a break.
like at all.
Um,
Like not even like one off stage, always on stage. But I'm
and
glad
they're
Melee.
always talking.
But who do you think's gonna win Best Survival?
Um, I really don't know.
I'm hoping Melee.
Part
I'm really hoping Melee wins that.
part of me hopes that Merrily wins because like, the soundtrack is
Oh
gorgeous.
yeah.
It's Steven Sondheim, like, Um, however, Cabaret, I hope that so if Jonathan Groff wins the best actor category, I hope that Cabaret takes home the revival win. But if God forbid Eddie Redmayne takes home the best actor category, I hope Merrily We Roll Along takes the revival.
Oh, 100%. Uh,
Um, Yeah, that's all I gotta say on
That's
that.
pretty bad, yeah. And so, this next one is the one we've been waiting for. Here are the
The big
nominees
one.
for Best Musical: Hell's Kitchen, Illinois, not a musical, The Outsiders, Stuffs, and Waterfall Elephants.
So let's break this down show by show.
Yes.
What was the first one you said? Hell's Kitchen?
The first one I said was Hell's Kitchen.
It's a jukebox musical. I don't know why it's on there. It just opened. I heard literally no reviews about it, and I honestly just don't know why it's in that category,
At
but
all.
you know what? Oh well.
And so this next one here's the not a musical. Illinois.
Not a, yeah, Illinois is not a musical.
It's
Illinois
a
is a
dance. It's a dance.
it's a
Okay, I said it.
dance concert with a band.
Once again, guys, these
Illinois
are
is
just opinions. These are just opinions. Don't get mad in the comments.
yeah, just opinions, just opinions. If you liked Illinois, good for you, not a musical. I if they win the Tony for Best Musical, I will actually I that will be beyond upsetting.
And I think we might try I think we could try to make once the Tony comes out, we can try to make a video about feelings for the winners.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Uh and so the next one is The Outsiders. I'm glad they got nominated.
Yeah, Outsiders deserved it. I think The Outsiders is
It's a classic
the
story.
show.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah, I think it's like the show of the season.
And I
And
feel like
it
since this was the only like I'm not saying the only deserving, but I'm saying the only like one I want to win.
yeah,
I feel like it's such a like everybody read it in like middle school. Everybody like with how well known it is. I feel like this is gonna be like Kimberly Kimbo. It's gonna pull in that win.
yeah, I hope it does because it absolutely deserves it.
Yeah. Also, let's talk about Kimberly Kimbo closing. Like I'm kind of mad.
I know. I knew that it was happening for a while. Well, I'm not surprised that it closed. I'm surprised it closed this soon.
Yeah.
It is going on tour though.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm hoping it comes to Chicago.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because you saw it what 2 or 3 times, right?
No, I saw it once.
Oh, I think so. Okay.
I saw How to Dance in Ohio twice.
Oh yeah. I mean that's
Um,
it's given.
yeah, should have been on this list, but oh well.
Okay, so this next one suffs. It's new. I don't think it should have been nominated.
I mean, yeah, you had a show like Lempita or like The Notebook that have been around for a lot longer than Suffs, and it just should not be there.
Yeah, and let's talk about Back to the Future and Notebook not getting nominated. Like I'm kind of mad. Like
Yeah, I honestly, I think with all the new shows, I'm not surprised Back to the Future didn't get nominated. Not saying it shouldn't have. I'm just saying like it's not as
yeah,
big of a shocker as like
Notebook.
How How to Dance in Ohio or The Notebook or what have you.
And the thing about How to Dance in Ohio, it's hard to nominate shows that have already closed. Because normally winning a Tony pulls more people into the show saying, "Hey, this is so good, we want an award for it." But it's HUD being a show that closed and to get nominated. You know what I mean?
Right. However, Gutenberg did it, and so did I mean I know it's not closed yet, but Lempicka
Yeah.
got although if I had to like pick a like if I had to like choose this what is it, six, five shows that got
One,
nominated?
two, three, 4, 5. They have room for
If I
six.
yeah, so if it had to be five, like if that was the rule, and I had to pick five, it would be How to Dance in Ohio, The Notebook, The Outsiders, Lempicka, and uh, I guess Water for Elephants. I mean,
I've heard not so great things about that though. That's the thing.
neither have I. My friend saw it and he was like, "Oh, Grant Gustin or whatever his name is was amazing. Paul Alexander Nolan, Isabel McCalla, they were all great like individual actors.
But not the story.
Yeah, the story and the music were like kind of forgettable. Um, and it felt like a rip off of The Greatest Showman. That's what I heard.
Oh, that's rough.
That is rough, and I feel bad because like I did want to see it, but I'm glad that I'm able to see Lampita honestly over that because I would feel bad if like we were hyping up Water for Elephants and then we go in and just not end up liking it.
Yeah. And so the next one is Water for Elephants. So
I mean, yeah, that's what we just said. I mean, congrats. I hope they do better if they win any of their Tony nominations. Um, so I mean, I hope they like get better reviews if they um like win any of their Tony nominations.
oh, 100%. So that's actually all the categories. So right here, I have a number of all the, what is it? I have a number of all the shows that have nominees and how many they won. With the most nominations is Hell's Kitchen and Stereophonic. And then
With 13, right?
13. Outsiders has 12, which is pretty good for a new musical.
It
Uh
is.
Cabaret has 9, Appropriate 8, Merry Go Along 7, also Water for Elephant 7, Pearly Victoria 6, Stuff 6, Enemy of People 5. Which have you seen what happened to Enemy of People? They had a protest
Yes,
there.
I did.
I
I
hate that.
did.
No one's gonna go to your protest if you're gonna stand up in the middle of a show and interrupt it.
That was crazy. And that the fact that they like kept going, um,
Props to them.
yeah, props to them.
And the actors stayed in character the whole time. Like,
They did. It was, and I think like I forget who it was, but I think he like said in character, like, we can't have you here or something like that.
yeah. And so Jaja's African hair braiding has 5. Healer's Love has 4, Illinois has 4, which they should have 1. Mary Jane has 4, Mother Play has 4, Days of Wine and Roses has 3, Doubt 3, Lampika 3, Notebook 3, Play of Friendship Republic 3, Back to the Future 2, Grey House 2, Great Gatsby 1, Gutenberg 1, Monty Python 1, Patriots 1, Uncle 1, Who's Tommy 1.
Yeah, and then just to acknowledge all of the shows that completely got wiped out. Harmony, Heart of Rock and Roll, um, How to Dance in Ohio, and uh, Once Upon a One More Time.
I'm pulling up Tony Awards. Hold on. So we also have the categories for special Tony Awards, which is Alex Elderman, Just for Us, Abe Jacob, Achievement Sound Design, and then Nakia Matthis, Hair Design for Jaja's African hair braiding. I don't know if you've seen any of those, but I'm hoping Alex Elderman pulls it in. He's a comedian. He just did Just for Us, premiering on
Yeah,
HBO.
yeah, I hope that I did watch that, and I hope he wins.
Yeah. So
Um,
that's actually the wrap up. So the next time we'll be posting a Tony Talk is after the Tonys happen, and we're going to be discussing our thoughts on the winners of the Tonys.
heck yeah,
Alrighty.
this is fun. I'll see you later.
I'll see you later. Bye.